Hey everyone, welcome back to more Quest of Beings 2. And this part we're going to be tackling level 8 and not sure what else. That might be it, depending how long this level takes. So this gets a little bit more tricky, as you'll see. Start adding more stuff. Now this is actually several floors, as you'll see. But luckily the floors aren't that large, so let's get started. Yeah, you get your first dose of Death Octoroks, so yeah, that was gonna be fun to handle. So luckily they don't put mirror robes yet because you have no mirror shield. Alright, so a bit of a maze in this first part. I should keep my hammer on, actually. Since, again, my hammer does the same amount of damage as a sword. Yeah, so you can see the map isn't too large for the floors themselves. You got the suspicious block to push. Yeah, this gets fun, huh? Luckily one of the Octoroks is stuck facing the wrong way in this little corridor. Makes it a little easier for you. Yeah, this gets pretty bad, honestly. And obviously you're not going to listen to that, you're actually going to bomb to the right. So you got a multi-headed Gleeok to take out. Just tank through it. Probably the easiest way to take that thing out. Alright, magic book. So, pretty much everything gets used. So you'll be, finding a use for that thing in actually just a little bit. Yeah, this level gets pretty difficult, and, some people might actually just spam the F6 continue since you start with full hearts. Hopefully I won't need to do that. Now, you actually want to... There's a room that you want to get to. It's kind of difficult with this kind of setup of the maze. Actually, this is a decent refill room. Land molas and stuff, but I don't think they respawn, so you might only do this once. So you might as well just pick up whatever you can find. And here we finally get our small wallet, which is kind of useless, actually, because I don't think there's really anything you need to buy, so it's just for collection. Alright, this room just has a bunch of wind robes. And actually, I'm just gonna let myself get caught by one because I actually need to, you know, get to one of these rooms at the beginning. You actually want to go to this room. So, you know, again, you need a magic book to get that key. So you want that block on the left, you want to blast the block there. Honestly, I don't really need the key because I do have that extra key from level 6, but, you know, we're just gonna be fair and pick up everything. Doorway spamming. You want to be on the safer side of things. Again, the floors aren't terribly large to go through. Yeah, you're not gonna get anything respawning in that room, unfortunately. Since, to my knowledge, land moles do not respawn. Now, this room used to be a lot worse than this. It used to be, a lot different than just wind robes. To my knowledge, I think this used to be just a bunch of Death Knights. Like, literally, you had 10 Death Knights in this room, and I probably could get through it, but you gotta do some pretty clever dodging. I mean, you can take out as many as you can, and it's just like the last few you kind of have to use, maybe just use the fireballs to kind of boost yourself past them. But it's a lot simpler now. It was kind of remade to just have a bunch of wind robes. I'm not complaining about that. Makes things a lot easier. Yeah. Now, this room can be a little bit tricky. If you want to, again, do some doorway spamming, make your life a little bit easier. Since the projectiles do not reach into the doorway, and you can do some damage from the safe grounds. You know, make things a little bit easier for yourself. Now, as you complete this loop, now, unfortunately, we have no mirror shield. That's like the best way to take out these guys. Honestly, just gonna have to whittle them down little by little. And level 2 bow ups the speed of your arrows, so now instead of... it probably doubles the speed, so it just pretty much flies across the room. It's easier to get more snipage. Yeah, so as you can see, the floors are fairly small, luckily. Like, your boomerang's really handy against these Octoroks because they stun and do some damage. So you don't have to necessarily go up close to attack them. Just take a look at this room. This is just a hint room, I believe. Teehee Valley. Like, literally taken off of the... was it Superstar Saga game. And that's the kind of post-level 8 stuff. And here we got a Death Knight. Kind of in a pretty dangerous position because it's in the open. Honestly, there's really no point in taking this thing out because it's gonna come back. Oh, I got a wind robe in this room. Just snipe as much stuff off as you can. Now the good thing is the wind robes kind of hone in on you, which kind of, it's just, they act just like a regular whiz robe. You try to, so instead of them being kind of randomly positioned, you can kind of use that to your advantage. Alright, 3rd floor. Yeah, this gets even more confusing, huh? Yeah, try not to get hit by the wind robes. Try to get rid of as much garbage as you can in this place. It gets easier once you clean up the room a little bit. So if you need to go back in the stairs to kind of reset the room, then, you can do it that way because it gets rid of all the Batrobe keys. Alright, more Boolean Mollusk, so I guess this is another chance for some refills. So take advantage of whatever you can get. Now this next part gets a little bit tricky, and this is where kind of, again, the lack of magic really doesn't play in your favor. So get another magic jar there. Before going up, or you want to go to the right first. Just tank out the whole room of Patras. The thing is, there's some fake blocks, and kind of hard to tell which ones are the fake ones. So you're just gonna kind of stumble around. And luckily, these are just basic Patras. Alright, so we get the Lens of Truth. Now, the problem with this, yeah, you're actually gonna need the Lens of Truth right now. In this room. And you remember these spikes do 4 hearts of damage, so it kind of hurts. The problem is the Lens of Truth drains your magic very quickly. So, you could try to go around the whole maze. I'm gonna try a little trick here. Instead of going around the whole maze, we're just gonna use a little trick to damage boost across. Because of how fast the lens drains up your magic. Because, you know, you can go around, the last thing you need to do is run out of magic. So you can just kind of boost yourself across the spikes, and, you know, that makes your life a lot easier, honestly. Really would recommend doing it that way. Okay, this room's not that bad. You just you'll get rid of the however many super dark nuts. I guess you could use this for refills if you want. And, you know, we could have used this in the last room. Magic boots. So that, what that does is protect you from those spikes, but again, the thing is it drains your magic very quickly. So, you wouldn't be able to stand there for more than a few seconds. Alright, not too much in this room. Now, I could go straight up, but you actually want to go on the sides first. Because, you know, each side has an item, and you actually, you know, you're told what item you get here, and in this case it's a key. The good thing is you get a refill, health refill before each of these. Because, yeah, this might suck a little. You got a fire Leon to battle that had no mirror shield. So just tank that out to get the key. Since you just refill right outside, makes things a little bit easier. And honestly, I would go get this Gleeok out of the way first. Just to make your life a little easier. Now we won't have to worry about that later on. Alright, so you want to go to the right, and now in this room you get gray arrows. Okay. And yeah, you gotta fight a Gomor 3. Honestly, the easiest way to battle this thing is just stay in the doorway, because it's gonna be very hard to dodge all this stuff. Yeah, make your life a little bit easier and just stay in the doorway until it, you know, you can get a clean shot on it. And we get the gray arrows, which is actually gold arrows. I guess it's just kind of colored a little bit differently there. Pick up the pretty much free boss key. Not complaining about that. And just kind of make your way back down to the second floor. And you actually will need the the gold arrows for this boss, and so you can pretty much tell what you're gonna battle here. Luckily, you know, going with 4 is not that big a deal. It's actually, and again, in my opinion, it's honestly easier than a level 3 Goma. Because if you notice, the fire it spits only goes through this row. It doesn't hit the bottom of the room, so you're pretty much safe. Unless it moves, you know, forward at you. But that's not that big a deal to battle that thing. Alright, and so that is level 8 down in a nutshell. Yeah, they're not kidding. It really, the last level really does have 5 floors in it. Alright, so we're gonna, just to get a safe spot, I'm gonna take a break at this point, and next up we will get whatever is needed to get into level 9. So, I'm gonna need to do a little bit of backtracking, and we'll go from there. Alright, see you guys later.